Welcome to Sincerely Bhakti, episode 6. And this project is an exploration of scripture using my intellect and my heart. So feel free to explore the Bhagavad-gītā with me this year and subscribe. Today I'm reading from chapter 2, verse 7. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Now I am confused about my duty and have lost all composure because of miserly weakness. In this condition, I am asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now I am your disciple and a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me. When I was reading this verse today, I was very fascinated by the context of which Arjuna is actually speaking these words to his friend and the Lord Kṛṣṇa. And what I was realizing is that in the beginning of chapter 2, Kṛṣṇa admonishes Arjuna for his weakness of heart, for kind of collapsing out of his compassion and his sadness and pain of the prospect of killing his family members and his teachers. So he kind of admonishes him because he says this isn't a behavior of a warrior. And then Arjuna responds by saying, I think I'm just going to have to abandon all this and take up the begging profession because I cannot stomach this battle, this fratricidal battle. Then he also considers the possibility of actually winning the battle and having an amazing, prosperous kingdom. And even that holds no joy for him. So he comes to this point of bewilderment where he's saying, I don't know what to do. If I just took up this begging profession or I was the leader of a prosperous kingdom, either one, it just all lose. There is nothing for me here. So that is the point where Arjuna speaks this verse, and this verse is often considered the linchpin of the Gita, because this is the point where he states his surrender. Tvam prapanam, he surrenders unto Kṛṣṇa. He says, Sadhimam, instruct me. And shishyate, it's like, I am your disciple, right? So before, he was expressing his pain and his suffering, and Kṛṣṇa was saying, what are you doing? You should get up and fight. And Arjuna responded by saying, I can't do this, that whether I win or if I walk away, it's all going to be at a loss. And so in his confusion and his total bewilderment, he asks for help. Please instruct me. And what's fascinating about this verse is that Arjuna says, my miserly weakness. I'm going to look at the Sanskrit here. Karpanya, which means miserliness, right? It's fascinating that he says it's miserly for him to be compassionate to his family members and to not want to fight in this battle. And so Prabhupada actually expands upon the kripanas, or miserly persons, right? They waste their time in being overly affectionate for family, society, country, etc. in the material conception of life. And what does this mean, miserly, right? It means that there is a great wealth and it's not being used properly or being used at all, right? I'm just going to hoard all of this value to myself and not share it with others. And so, or this kind of self-centeredness, it's my life and I'm not going to share any of the value of this life. And the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad describes that he is a miserly man who does not solve the problems of life, as a human who thus quits this world like the cats and dogs without understanding the science of self-realization. Because the human form of life is so valuable. It is more valuable than a treasure trove of gold. So to not spend that gold for purposeful reasons is miserly. To actually be in the human form of life, what is so valuable about this human form of life is that I can inquire about self-realization and not just be absorbed in my family, my society, my country, right? That these same tendencies to take care of my family members. Prabhupada says, the animals also do this, right? They take care of their family members. So what's the big deal about being a human being? It's to actually inquire about self-realization. And so Arjuna understands there's something miserly about him just being absorbed in the prospect of begging or being the leader of a prosperous kingdom. It's just still about him. There's nothing beyond like this kind of regular material conception of life. He knows I need something higher, because either one does not seem satisfying to him. All of it seems like lose-lose. And almost in our lives, if we don't really see the purpose in our lives, then it just feels like a lose-lose. Why am I here? What's the big deal about being in this life, on this planet at this time? It just feels like I'm doing the same thing over and over again, just like what animals do, what everybody else does in this world. And so actually inquiring about the absolute truth, not just relative truth. What is the absolute truth that cannot be argued or washed away? I want to know this truth. That is what human life is meant for. And Arjuna is showing us here in this verse how to actually start approaching that absolute truth. He's saying, I am a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me. So thank you for tuning in today on this topic of surrender and actually letting go of our own miserliness in our own hearts and actually asking about the goal of life. And I will see you next time. Hare Krishna.